10 best foreign drama series that you probably never heard of but need to see. At number 10, Najin. The 2015 Indian drama series Najin follows the story of Shivanya, a mysterious shapeshifter who is half woman and half serpent. Over the course of the series, Shivanya embarks on a journey of discovery and revenge, as she attempts to avenge her parents' death at the hands of the cruel, powerful Rajnath family. In the process, she meets and falls in love with Ritik, a young man from the Rajnath family who is unaware of Shivanya's true identity. Shivanya must also contend with her enemy's use of dark magic, which threatens to force her to reveal her identity and expose her to danger. In the end, Shivanya must do whatever it takes to protect her true identity and her love for Ritik, as she uncovers the secrets of the Rajnath family and seeks revenge for her parents' death. Number 9. Money Heist, Korea, Joint Economic Area. Based on the original Spanish series, Money Heist, Korea, Joint Economic Area is a second installment in the Money Heist franchise and a Korean television series. Yoo Ji-tae, Yoon Jin Kim, Park Ha-sung, Jeon Jong-seo, Lee Hyun-woo, Lee Won-jong, and Park Myung-hoon appear in the Netflix original Korean series, which was created by Ryu Yong-jae and directed by Kim Hong-sun. It presents a hostage crisis scenario with a brilliant strategist and individuals with various personalities and skills that takes place on a united Korean peninsula. On June 24, 2022, the first 6 episodes were made available on Netflix. Release day for the second installment was December 9, 2022. The characters and plot of the original Spanish series are continued in this one. The cunning criminal genius, the Professor, Yoo Ji-tae, intends to commit a theft on the united Korean peninsula. Strategists and desperate individuals with a variety of traits and skills are involved in the operation and must deal with peculiar circumstances. The mint of a united Korea is overrun by thieves. The cops have to free the hostages inside while also apprehending the mysterious mastermind of the operation. Number 8. The Thai mystery thriller anthology television series, The Girl from Nowhere, produced by Studio Sour Bangkok, stars actress Chicha Kitty Amatayakul as Nano in the title role. When Nano is nearby, keep your distance from her since she is a cunning and enigmatic young woman. She switches schools, and when she arrives at a new one, she immediately exposes the staff members and students' lies and wrongdoings. The girl Nano meets frequently attempt to harm her, but she always triumphs. A college student who has a girlfriend gains notoriety on social internet after being falsely identified as Nano. Nano makes sure there is a memorial for her high school years after the truth about them is made public. On GMM 25, the debut of the first season occurred on August 8, 2018. The One Enterprise runs GMM, a Thai digital terrestrial television station owned by GMM Grameen. The network caters to youth with a variety of material, including drama, music, news, and entertainment shows. On May 7, 2021, a second season of the show was made available globally on Netflix, launching it to prominence around the world. It is now the most watched Netflix show in Thailand, Vietnam, and the Philippines, and it also ranks in the top 10 globally in places like Brazil. The show's unusual storytelling and critiques of contemporary high school culture have won it praise from critics. Number 7. All of Us Are Dead. A coming-of-age zombie apocalypse horror series from South Korea is called All of Us Are Dead. Yoon Chan-young, Cho Yi-hyun, Lohman, Yo In-soo, Lee Yo-mi, Kim Byung-chul, Lee Kyu-hyun, and Jeon Bae-soo are among the actors who appear in it. The majority of the series takes place in a South Korean high school as a zombie apocalypse breaks out and threatens the students' survival. It is based on the identical naval webtoon created by Ju Dong-gun and released between 2009 and 2011. Sunghi Girls High School in Andong, South Korea served as the location for the filming of this television series. The show premiered on Netflix on January 28, 2022. In the first 30 days after its debut, the show received over 474.26 million hours of viewing. The show received a second season renewal on June 6, 2022. The series begins with a disastrous research experiment at a nearby high school results in a zombie invasion, and the besieged students must fight to survive. They must use the tools around the school to protect themselves in the middle of a war because they have no access to food or water and the government has cut off all contact. Otherwise, they will join the infected. Number 6. Giri Haji. A British crime drama television series called Giri Haji debuted on BBC Two in the UK on October 17, 2019, and it was made available on Netflix in other countries on January 10, 2020. The series is a joint effort between the BBC and Netflix, and it was produced and written by Joe Barton. It also stars Takahiro Hira, Kelly MacDonald, Isuke Kabozuka, Will Sharp, Masahiro Motoki, Justin Long, Anna Sawai, and Charlie Creed-Miles in a large multinational ensemble. The series features language in both English and Japanese and is set in both London and Tokyo. It was cancelled by BBC Two and Netflix in September 2020. A Tokyo detective named Kenso Mori, Takahiro Hira, goes to London in pursuit of his brother Yuto, Isuke Kabozuka, who was previously thought to be dead. A gang war in Tokyo could break out as a result of Yuto's accusation of killing the nephew of a Yakuza member. Kenso meets DC Sarah Weitzman of the Metropolitan Police, Kelly MacDonald, and Rodney Yamaguchi, Will Sharp, a young half-Japanese, half-British sex worker as he tries to make his way through the strange streets of London in search of answers about his brother's whereabouts and culpability. Kenso must provide for his family back in Tokyo while looking for Yuto in London. Through his investigation, Kenso encounters dangerous members of London's criminal underground. Number 5. Dark. Baran Bo Odar and Janj Fries collaborated on the creation of the science fiction thriller television series, Dark. It aired from 2017 to 2020 over 3 seasons. In the wake of a child's disappearance, the story follows residents from the fictional German town of Winden as they look for the truth. In order to uncover a sinister multi-generational time travel plot, they trace ties between 4 separated families. The show investigates the existential consequences of time and how it affects the nature of people. In the series' initial episodes, children begin going missing from the German village of Winden, exposing the broken relationships, parallel lifestyles, and troubling pasts of 4 families who live there and unraveling a mystery that spans 4 generations. The first season starts in 2019, but time travel later expands it to include 1986 and 1953 when the key families of the show learn about a wormhole in the cave network beneath the nearby nuclear power station. The Kahnwald, Nielsen, Doppler, and Tiedemann family secrets are disclosed during the first season, and as a result, their lives start to fall apart as their connections are made public. The missing children, the town's past, and its residents are all tied into the plot. Number 4. Pachinko. Pachinko, the title of a new K-drama based on Minute Jin Lee's 2017 novel, takes its name from the pinball-like game originating in Japan. Pachinko follows multiple generations of a Korean family, starting in the 1910s when Korea was occupied by Japan. It takes us into the lives of the Zainichi population, or Korean people who emigrated to Japan during the occupation, and on into the 1980s and the flashy financial playgrounds of New York and Tokyo. At its heart is Sun Jae, who we meet in 3 incarnations: a young girl, played by Jeon Eun-a, a teen, Kim Minit-ha, and an old lady, Oscar winner Yoon Yeojung. Each version offers great insight into her character, from the shrewd perceptiveness of her youngest self to the elder's longing for her home country. When Sun Jae is in her teens and living at the boarding house run by her mother in Yeongdo, a small fishing island off of Busan, she makes daily trips to the local market. There, she meets Ko Han-soo, Lee Minit-ho, the market's new fish broker, who she later begins an illicit affair with. Things don't work out quite as she hoped and, to avoid bringing shame on her family, she must leave them behind and find a fresh start somewhere new. A twist of fortune, perhaps good or bad, depending on your perspective, gives her an avenue out of scandal and to a new home in Osaka. Sun grandson J.A. Solomon, who works at a bank in New York, is visiting from there more than 50 years later. Sun Jae is now a grandmother. In order to obtain the VP position he has been vying for, he is trying to secure a contract, but what he thought would be a simple trick turns out to be much more complicated than he had anticipated. Pachinko is a masterclass in how to build a drama around a sensitive period in recent history, a period that, according to its cast members in interviews, isn't generally discussed in Korea, much less the rest of the world. It offers a powerful introduction to the nation's history and contrasts the details of family life with the shifting global environment. Number 3. Hellbound. Hellbound, based on his webtoon of the same name, Yun Sang, 2021 hosts South Korean dark fantasy drama thriller series is called Hellbound. On November 19, 2021, it was initially made available for global Netflix streaming, with a season consisting of 6 episodes. There will definitely be a second season. The drama, which takes set in Seoul, South Korea on an alternate Earth, shows a society in which supernatural creatures can approach certain people and tell them that they are headed for hell and that their time of death has been predetermined. Brutal demons emerge from thin air after the person's time has passed to exact a horrific punishment before sending their victim's soul to hell. It doesn't take long for these terrifying occurrences to give rise to a new, radical religious movement called the New Truth, which is led by the mysterious and charismatic lawyer Jong Jin-soo. This movement contends that the supernatural beings were sent by God to punish sinners, and that the only way to avoid going to hell is to adhere to their interpretation of God's will. The New Truth looks to be collaborating with Arrowhead, a group of young enthusiasts that resembles a vigilante gang and is prepared to carry out a much more aggressive version of the concept of the New Truth. The Seoul police are unsure of how to explain the allegedly paranormal incidents in the meanwhile. The official position is to make an effort to look into the killings of the designated sinners, which is challenging because the demons never seem to leave behind any physical proof other from the bodies of their victims. Jin Kyung-hoon, one of the investigators working on the case, quickly discovers that the investigation is taking a personal turn when his daughter discloses she is considering joining the New Truth. The idealistic lawyer Minute Hyjin is also attempting to stop the tide as she devotes her time to protecting the rights of the Hellbound, because no one else is willing to. The Kingdom. The king of medieval Korea appointed Chang, his bastard son, as prince and heir. Prince Chang understands his new half-brother will succeed him as the future king after he later marries a young queen from the Cho clan and she becomes pregnant. The king becomes ill as smallpox spreads like wildfire throughout the realm. When a doctor from a far-off clinic is summoned to the royal palace in Hanyang, he attacks his apprentice while treating the king. Nobody has seen the king in a while, and the kingdoms. And the number 1 foreign drama series is South Korea's Squid Game. The plot revolves around humorous players who are pressed for cash and accept an odd request to compete in kiddie activities. An enticing treasure with fatally high stakes is inside. A survival game with a massive 45.6 billion won prize up for grabs. The story is about individuals who, for a variety of reasons, fail in life but then unexpectedly get a mystery invitation to take part in a survival game with a chance to win more than $38 million. The game is played on a remote island, and the players are imprisoned until a winner is determined. Popular children's games from the 1970s and 1980s in Korea will be incorporated into the narrative, including the game known as Squid Game, which is a form of tag in which the offensive and defense use a squid-shaped board that has been drawn in the ground. A total of 456 players are abducted from the streets of South Korea and are then gathered on an island, where only one will win the ultimate prize, their lives and the cash needed to settle their crushing debts. These players are battling for themselves and will do everything it takes to see everything through to the end, or perish trying. They are playing lethal versions of children's games.